Just give me a second to recompose, okay? I had a beer last night. Okay, I had a half a beer last night. Okay, I watched my brother drink a beer last night, and I can't talk today.
Oh, my.
12 past 8 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel, Robert J. Wright, and Aaron McCarty.
So excited to be joined by East Baton Rouge District Attorney Hillar Moore III. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Glad to be here. Doesn't sound like I had quite a night as he did, though. Good.
You got the honor, the privilege,
the job
of going to Guantanamo Bay to sit in on hearings for the 5 of the alleged Al-Qaeda conspirators behind the September 11th terror attacks.
Excuse me, did you think of that as an honor at the time? How do you view it in retrospect, or how? It sounds to me like it would have been a really hard job.
So, yes, really good question. So, first, yes, I did feel as an honor, and when I came back, just even much more so. And, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience that I want to do again, and hopefully again. It's not sure I'll get that chance, but I'm going to surely ask for it. It's just, first as a citizen and American, to know what happened and know where you were, how you felt when that happened in our country, to our country and our people. Then second, as a DA and a lawyer, to go there and to see the proceedings and to have read up a lot on those and to see the differences between the different systems and really to see how the system works or doesn't work was an honor for me.
Did you find out stuff from did you need some sort of special security clearance? Did they do a background check? How did you get,
it's amazing.
How did you get picked to do this?
Yeah, so I was picked by the National District Attorneys Association. There's a group of what's called non-government observers that are picked to fly to Cuba and to watch the proceedings and report back to radios like you and to tell the people what we see, because Cuba is a long way away. You can't drive there, really can't fly there into a military base to watch, and you really can't get a seat if you're able to get there. So they want people like me and others to go there and report back to the citizens as to what I saw. So that's how I was selected to get there. Security-wise, obviously you had to go through some security clearances to just get on the plane to land on a military base. Then once you got there, there are 2 different security clearances that you made. And then once you're there, you really go through 3 different levels of security before you get to the compound where the trial is being held, and it's the same every morning. You are, screened. You go through wire, and you go through sniper lines that they have that are set up just in case the place is attacked. So, yeah, security was heavy. It's automatic weapons all around. Towers are in place.
Hillar, describe the 5 defendants, the Al-Qaeda defendants. I mean, I know you're in a different room, all that, but describe, you could actually see them, et cetera.
Yeah, we're fairly close to these folks through the bulletproof glass that we have. They come in their dressed in regular gear that they would wear, dress that they would wear in their own country, with the exception that they come in their battle gear. That is, they normally have a white tunic-looking dress, but they have camouflage that's underneath, as in a vest that they're wearing. The government is treating them as war criminals. They believe that they should have the right to dress up in their war gear. And I think what they believe in themselves and how they believe themselves as combatants or being at war with the United States, it's different than how their lawyers look at them, because their lawyers are arguing that we were not at war. Therefore, this should not be in military courts. It should be in the state, federal, district courts.
You said you're behind bulletproof glass. There's all this security, and yet you were looking at maybe some of the most dangerous, anti-American, Western-hating people in the world. Did they still scare you a little bit?
Every now and then you would catch a glimpse of them in their eye. They look back into the audience and see. At this point, they are mainly speaking with their lawyers, not paying attention, or just talking amongst themselves. So, yeah, if you read up on this like we did and really had to and still continue to know the level of hatred that they have for this country and still do, and what they would do to us and even their lawyers if they got the chance, because it's their calling. It is it's kind of mind-boggling to understand. Similar, I guess, to the Nazi war trials in Nuremberg, but this is only 5 defendants here.
We're talking to Hillar Moore. He's the district attorney in East Baton Rouge Parish. You got a chance to tour Guantanamo Bay. That in itself is something that the rest of the world doesn't get to do. What did you see? I'm sure they're not going to show you waterboarding and all that. What did they show you?
Got to see a lot. We were able to see the original Camp X-Ray. That's where all of the news was showing the pictures of the prisoners on their knees, handcuffed, in orange dress with the dogs barking at them, blindfolded. And that's where they originally were brought. It's really fences that are outdoors where they're kept. They've since been moved to camps D and E, which we passed the outside, but that's as close as we were allowed in. That houses there around 30 prisoners. Now, the high-value detainees, the 5 that we're talking about here, plus I think 2 or 3 others, they're kept at a location that absolutely no one knows. In fact, their lawyers were able to visit them on a rare occasion. The lawyers are hooded and put in the back of a van and driven to the site where their clients are.
Wow.
And so I think it's the same with the guards. So nobody there really knows where that particular location is. But the base was it's a city. It's a nice little city. Great Americans, men and women that are working there. Unbelievable. I mean, if my son was in the military, that'd be a great place to send him.
As using your lexicon, a war trial observer, now that you're back, now that it's done, on the way out the door, did they say, you do know there's a lot of this you can't talk about, sign this?
Not really, because in the room that we sit and watch the proceedings through the glass. The proceedings are audioed into us, and it's a 40-second delay.
So a lot of stuff, did you get the sense a lot of stuff was being redacted?
Oh, there's no question. If you look at the documents, there are banners, black banners all through the documents that you see. And when someone's talking or testifying, even the name of a motion that's being held, it's on a 40-second delay. And this is what's unusual about this court. Sitting next to the judge is a court security officer, who I assume is a CIA agent. He has his finger on a button and headphones, and with a big red light on a pole that sits next to him. And whatever he believes, or whoever else is listening in from wherever they're listening in from, if they believe that something that has been said is classified, everything shuts down, the red light goes off, and you're out the room.
Wow. Yeah, we got one of those, but we just not smart enough to use it.
So, Hillar, are you going to go back? Is it a continuing type deal?
It's not a continuing type deal. However, I've made it really clear that I want to go back. I've read everything that I could read, and will continue to read. There's so much out there. So with the bottom line, it comes down to whether these guys should be tried in a war court like this one, and whether they were enemy combatants at the time and therefore have less rights and are now subject to a military jury, versus should they have every right that you and I would have and be tried in the Southern District of New York. And then secondly, the statements that they made through either what's called enhanced interrogation or others called torture, are those statements going to be allowed to be played in evidence? Because the evidence against these 5 are overwhelming. If these lawyers lose the jurisdiction issue, they're done.
Oh, gotcha. Hillar Moore, East Baton Rouge District Attorney. A privilege to speak with you. Baton Rouge is my hometown, so tell everybody I said hi.
I'll do it. They'll line it up.
When you're out on the street today, just stop them individually. Say, Aaron McCarty says hello. Shouldn't take you more than, say, the next 2 or 3 years. Mr. Hillar, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Have a good evening.
Thanks.